What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Abbott Elementary, you guys. Season 4, I believe this is episode 20 or 21. Can't be for sure, it's 20. The episode is titled Ava Fest Tokyo Drift, you guys. Now, before we get into it, if you guys were watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, you guys, let us go ahead and get into this episode of Abbott Elementary, shall we? Whew, it is time for a haircut. All right, you guys, episode opens up. We see as the teachers are in the lounge. Melissa is trying to do some work on her computer, but the computer is old, the computer is outdated, the computer ain't working for shit, right? And the reason for this is because you guys remember when the district found out about Abbott getting all the stuff from the golf course, they took everything. And then you guys also remember that at the budget meeting, Ava got the money for the other schools. So Abbott is back at square one. They're back at square one. Now, they're going to be having an open house, right? So they're also going to be having a car wash at the open house to raise money for the school. This is Janine's idea, right? And Jacob suggested, hey, why don't we use Ava Fest? And Melissa was like, Jacob, she trademarked that and she has sent us a cease and desist. So I don't think you want to go through with using Ava Fest, right? Then we see, as the next time we see them, Melissa's coming to school. The captain brought her in his truck and somebody had to ride on the ladder. He was like, oh, he's used to it. I was like, the guy is used to riding on the ladder, huh? Now, Melissa is talking to Gregory about the open house, and the parents are going to want to see the principal, and they're going to want to talk to him. He was like, but Ava never talked to the principal, to the parents. Ava was able to get away with that, sir. You, however, you're not going to be able to get away with it. So that makes Gregory a little nervous, and Gregory can't, he can't prepare for it. So Melissa's like, I can't compute. I can't prepare for this. Basically calling him robotic, right? Thought it was funny. Now, we see them as they're coming up with the game plan for the car wash, right? Barbara is telling them, if y'all think I'm finna scrub-a-dub-dub, anything towards a car, you got the wrong person. Now, I will, however, count the money from the tip jar for whatever we get. Melissa's whole thing is she's talking to Jacob, so she got the tip jar in her hand, right? She's like, when you go up there to the people, make them as uncomfortable as you can. Don't leave without any money. Just keep that tip jar in their fucking face. Keep it in there. Keep it right there. Keep it in their face. That's basically what Melissa is telling Jacob to do, right? I mean, you can put it in my face as much as you want to, but would it make me uncomfortable? I'm like, if I wasn't gonna give you any money before, you damn sure ain't getting it now because you in this damn tip jar. I need a tip drill. I don't know why that came to my head. I don't know why that came to my head, but it did. I don't know why tip drill came to my head. I guess because I was saying tip jar and tip drill, tip jar, tip drill, but neither here nor there, right? Mr. Johnson, we find out Mr. Johnson, so to get more people to come to the damn car wash, Mr. Johnson done went to the golf club, to wherever he can find, and he done blew dirt with the leaf blower all on people's cars. I was like, well, that is very smart, right? Because if y'all see my car is filthy because I think about 2 weeks ago, we had a dust storm come through Texas, and actually, the dust storm came through here. My car was parked in because it was a Friday night. I went to go eat. The dust storm hadn't come through at that point. The dust storm hadn't come through at that point. But when I got home and I woke up that Saturday morning to go I think I was going to get my hair cut that Saturday morning. My car, either I was going to get my hair cut or I was going to get a manicure and a pedicure. Either way it went, my car was covered in dirt. Hell, our hallway was covered in dirt up until yesterday because the people just came through and cleaned the hallway last night. Well, yesterday, early while I was at work. Hell, my patio was still dirty. My patio's dirty. I started sweeping up that dirt the other day but I gotta go get a bigger broom for that dust because it's a lot of dust on my patio. It's a lot of dust, but neither here nor there, right? Moving on to Gregory. Gregory is trying his hardest with this, to prepare for this open house, right? So he had a parent come to him. She wants to talk to him about, the extracurricular classes. She wants to know what the goofballs are, right? So you guys know Gregory is in charge of the goofballs. So Gregory was easily able to tell her about the goofballs, and Dia was like, he was like, that went well. She was like, Dia sat there and looked at him, and Dia was like, the only reason why it went well is because you're in charge of it, so you know how to explain it to her, right? So then Janine came to get Gregory, like, hey, we need you, Mr. Eddie, like, we need you outside. So Gregory went outside, and it was a line of cars waiting to get their car washed. So you guys know, this is a free car wash. I remember when I was in, I was in middle school. Yeah, I was in middle school. I was in the 8th grade. We were preparing. So at my middle school, the 8th graders going into high school, we would have an 8th grade prom and we would have an 8th grade graduation, right? So we were raising money for our venue for our prom. And we had a car wash at a grocery store that is like literally right down the street from my home. And so we had the car wash, and that's all we did that from, I think we washed cars from 9 to about noon or 1. And we were raising money just for the venue. I don't know how much that fucking venue was, but do I think we raised enough? I don't think we raised enough money, because I think even still, we raised a good amount, but I still think our parents had to chip in. Because I think my mama still chipped in on some stuff. Like, I think she chipped in when it came to like decorations or, the whatever we had to eat and drink at the prom. I think that's what my mama contributed to. Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Now we move on and we see Morton. So Morton is there getting his car washed. Morton is in a leased electric vehicle, and Melissa was like, Morton, why aren't you helping us? And we found out Morton sleeps in his car because he can't go home. And she was like, okay, Morton, no more free ride for you. Get your ass out and clean your own car. And I was like, exactly. Like, you're not finna sit here and profit off of this, Morton. Get your motherfucking ass out. Now we see Ava. Ava is also in the line, right, to get her car washed, because Ava just came from Jersey, but she really didn't end up getting her car washed. She gave Barbara $100 to put into the tip jar, right? And she's telling Barbara, like, instead of y'all doing this damn car wash for tips, I got a list of donors in my desk. Why don't y'all go reach out to the donors? Bitch, the donors. the donors. We're going to get into them in a minute. Next up, we see Amber. So you guys remember, Amber dated Gregory season, 2? Before he got with Janine. And she was like, interim principal. Interim, if it fits you very well. I said, not the shade. Then she's talking about the fact that, I heard you dating a teacher. She said, I heard your boring ass is dating a teacher. And that's a power imbalance. And Dia was like, that is true. Then we also find out that, because he told her how good her kids are doing in school, right? And she let us know that Gregory delivered a pizza to her house. He didn't take it to the door. He left it on the steps for her. And she was like, I know you. And then it was funny when Dia was, walking like how Gregory walks. I hollered. Now, moving back over to the teachers who are outside with the tip jar, right? So they got one, those, which we used to have, I used to have one when we were in elementary school. We used to have this program called, I think I've talked about this before. We used to have this program called the Accelerator Reader. I don't know if that was a known, but we had Accelerator Reader, right? And, however many books you read, you get points for those books, and different books are worth different points. And man, as a kid, I used to love reading, man. I kid you not, I used to love to read as a kid. Because every year at the book fair, I would always get a book. I did not leave the book fair without some kind of a book, or a book, like I left without nothing. I always had a book, every book fair. At least I tried to. At least I tried to. Cause there were some times that my mom wasn't, no, I ain't gonna say that. There were some times that no, cause she bought my books. Any book that I wanted to read, she would buy them. Cause here's the thing, I was a huge R.L. Stein fan. I was a huge R.L. Stein fan back in the day. R.L. Stein, ooh, and R.L. Stein, Animorphs. What else? Like I loved books back in the. As a kid, I used to love books. And with the accelerator reader, like I used to read I used to read a book every week. I used to read a book every week. Today, can you get me to read a book? Probably not. Actually, you can. I just have to find a book that I find interesting. But moving on. Moving on. They count the tips. They lost money because they got $163. The 100 came from Ava, so they really only got $63 outside of Ava, right? But they spent like $275 for the car wash, so they ain't making the money back. So then Janine remembered, hey, Ava said about her donors, so they decided to go in Ava's drawer for the donors, right? So we see as Ava's donors start showing up, and they give them wads of cash, and I was looking at their balled up wad of cash. I was like, Janine, you ain't putting two to two together, have you? When Mr. Johnson said I knew I was right, Mr. Johnson said, I might need a lawyer present to say this, but I think these are drug dealers to know why I know these are drug dealers. But Melissa's like, these could be upstanding citizens. And Janine was like, yeah, that's just profiling, Mr. Johnson. So y'all, Jacob has this megaphone. And Jacob was like, hey, you guys, did you guys know that the megaphone makes noises? Siren noises. So Jacob pushed that siren and them niggas jetted. They left. And they were like, yeah, they're drug dealers. Definitely drug dealers, right? So then we see Gregory is talking to a group of parents, right? Then Darnell comes in there saying, what's up, bitch? I said, nah, what's up, bitch? You guys remember, Darnell is the father that wanted to fight Gregory because of his son, right? So Darnell says that his son's spelling grades are slipping. And I'm going to tell you guys what the little boy's grade slipped from. An A+ to an A. I was like, Darnell, that's not slipping, my good dude. He still has an A in the class. But he said that his son is saying that his grades are slipping because Gregory is not in the class. Well, that's because Ava got fired as the principal, and so he's the interim principal, but Gregory is saying, hey, I check on him and I check on my students, right? And then Gregory also lets it be known, like, you care about Darnell, not whatever the son, I forget what the little boy's name is, but we both care about him. We both checking on him. We both want what's best for him. You ain't got nothing to worry about, right? But that Darnell is so damn unserious, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on with my television, you guys. So, there is a tornado warning for some counties in the Dallas area, and my TV going a little wonky, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, but that's neither here nor there. Moving on. Now, we see Ava. She came back to the school, and she was looking at what they have not made, right? And she was like, at this point, we just need to do an Ava Fest. And then, she's like, I'm going to get Stevie Wonder to be the closer. And they were like, you've done that before, Ava. She's like, and she said, and it kind of worked too. But Barbara was like, I can get somebody. And she was like, is it somebody from your church, Barbara? She was like, yes. They were like, no, Barbara. So we see as, everybody's doing their thing. Janine is doing face painting. Mr. Johnson. We're going to get into Mr. Johnson. But everybody's doing their thing, right? And it started to rain, so they had to come inside. They couldn't go to the gym because the gym it's raining in the gym too. I was like, damn, so there's a hole in the fucking gym? Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Now, Ava still ain't got nobody to, come in and entertain the folks. So Barbara comes in with none other than Jill Scott. I was like, come on, Jilly from Philly. Y'all know, if y'all don't know, I love Jill Scott. I love me some Jilly from Philly. Minus her giving a blowjob to a microphone. Mine is Jill Scott giving a microphone a blowjob. I can never unsee that. So we find out that Jill Scott's godmother is in Barbara's church's choir, and they've been so nice to her, despite the fact that the woman can't sing, right? So she owes Barbara a favor, and so Jill Scott performed "Golden." I love it, love it, love it, love it. I would have. I mean, I wish you would have sang "The Way," but it is what it is. Now, while they're listening to Jill perform for them, uh, Janine asked Ava, like, why did you come back? And Ava says she missed it there. And Janine was like, do you want to come back? And Ava was like, there's nothing that can be done. And Janine was like, oh, we can make a way. And Ava said, I want to come back. And I was like, oh, yo. Had a little thug tear there for him. I actually really did have a little bit of a thug tear. I really did have a little bit of a thug. I thought it was so funny because I read an article that Janelle James did a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, the episode that Ava got fired, right? Because she read the script, but she said Quinta had come to her and told her, we're not getting rid of you. Because she read that script and she was wondering if she was losing, gonna be off the show. But Quinta had come to her and told her, no, you're not going anywhere. And then we see Mr. Johnson. At the end of the episode, Mr. Johnson done pulled Jill Scott aside. Jill got a security guard, right? Because somebody stole her earpiece. Turns out it was Mr. Johnson who stole her earpiece, who also stole a scarf from around her neck at the time, been to over 10 of her concerts. And so Jill was like, you know what, security, let's get the fuck away from this man. No, you're the reason that I have security now. But that was Abbott, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications and also share the video, you guys. And until our next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. So let's get into the blogs. You guys will see that tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm sticking to it, but I do want, hopefully next week, I can have it up on Friday like I really prefer to. But for the, until I can get to that point, you guys will see it on Saturday. Bye, guys.